welcome to Soundcheck. This is where we listen to music and then we talk about it. We talk about whether it was good or whether it was bad or whether or not I would actually wear their shirt. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studio here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Been doing metal radio, really since about, I don't know, like 2006 or something like that. Started doing I did Rapture Radio, then I did the Static Mass, and then I did Dirt Talk. Then I stopped doing radio for a long time and started back again in 2014. With the Metal Moose Radio Show, doing that and doing Riff Works as well. So I've been doing this for a little while. So I've heard a lot of unsigned metal. I've heard a lot of metal. I'm a metal kind of dude. And so I'm doing a show now where I actually am listening and giving my opinion, which is something I didn't do for the longest time. I basically made a radio show that was kind of about me, that had music in it. But now we're doing a show that's about the music with me in it. So, we talk a little bit about me and tacos and bacon and stuff like that, which are very important in the life of the Moose. Anyway, so yeah, man, Adam Kills Eve. There's a fine line, I think, to me. This is just me, but there's a fine line between emotion, because I love emotion in music, because that's what makes music, man. It's the emotion that's in the music. But there's a fine line between emotion and bitchy, just bitchy, little skinny jean and black jean jacket with the white T-shirt looking bitchy kind of wah kind of thing, and that was a little on the bitchy side. I mean, it was a good tune. I totally see chicks being all about that, but it was just a little bitchy, not pitchy, but bitchy. A little kind of, I'm kind of hurt and I need it's just, I don't know, man. And of course, I mean, so here's the deal. I've never heard these songs before. I haven't listened to them before I put them on the show, so I didn't know what was going to be played. Some of these songs, we've had a folk song show up on here before. It just kind of happens that way. So I'm going to go with not wearing that shirt at all, but my daughter might be into that shirt. But that means that that's not a band that I would probably tell people to listen to. If I say that I would wear the shirt, that means I liked it, and I would tell people about them and say, you need to check out this band. Probably not going to say that about Adam Kills Eve, but I'm sure if their music gets in the right hands and somebody will money grub them to death, and they'll be broke rock stars working at Costco in a few years. But anyway, yeah, good pop music hit there on Soundcheck. So coming up next is a band called Black Dawn with a song called I Want to Fly, which is usually that usually is kind of like a drugs kind of thing, I'm guessing, but Black Dawn sounds kind of black metal, or maybe doomy kind of metal. Dawn, the Black Dawn. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to check it out here on Soundcheck. Thanks for being here, man. We got about 2 hours ahead of us, so just get comfy and buckle it up, Buttercup, because Soundcheck coming at you right now from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City with Black Dawn, I Want to Fly on Soundcheck.
sky, and I see it blow away, and I look in your eyes, but your eyes have gone astray. With so many passing moments, I can't believe shit's still the same. And if I had the time, I'd go back, yet I'm not to blame. Not this time. The blame lies with you. I did what I could. This is all on you.
So you're damn right, we rock Texas. Crave Radio in Dallas is playing Soundcheck. We're rocking Texas ass like madmen. So listen, here's the deal with Black Dawn there. So the intro thing was really long, and it kind of got monotonous, and I'm glad that you guys changed into a different riff when you went into the song. I thought the little solo piece was really nicely done, way out of fashion for the kind of music that it was, and that was refreshing. But please get a new hi-hat. I wanted to just stab my eyeballs out. That hi-hat made me hate everything. Yeah, so here's the deal with that, though. It is on bar band level. That is the kind of a song, kind of performance I would expect from a band at a local metal bar, in just about any, city in America or whatever. So it didn't have any kind of like special, whoa, these guys are badass to it. It just had that kind of You know, I don't want to be. It was a good tune. It had tasty riff, like the solo. It wasn't horrible or anything. It didn't go above the bar band kind of thing for me. And I don't know, maybe it was just the production, or maybe it seemed kind of simplistic to me. So, but I mean, it was okay. I don't know that I would, you know, if I saw you guys in concert and it was fun, I might wear a shirt, but it's not anything I'm going to run off to tell my friends about. Holy crap, you got to hear this Black Dawn band, because they sound a lot like of stuff you've heard before. Anyway, so yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, so coming up next, we got a band called Corpse Hoarder, not herder. They hoard corpses, not herd them. Yeah, so I'm going to go with death metal. You guys know my feeling on death metal, and that is it's either cookie cutter garbage or it's really good. We had Gutted on the last show, and wow, really fantastic good stuff. So you got a fine line to walk here, the Corpse Hoarders, and yeah, so let's hope that it's some good death metal, and because the cookie cutter stuff just bores me to snot. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Unless it's got something interesting or a new twist on an old sound, something, it's going to have to be pretty magnificent. So we'll find out what we got here with Corpse Hoarder on Soundcheck from the Moose Pit in Oklahoma City. Corpse Hoarder. Yes, I can't wait. This is hopefully going to be good.
This is Vitek from Definition, and you are listening to The Moose.
That's
Well, nothing gets your day going like a little bit of Corpse Hoarder. I was particularly fond of the demonic kind of growling thing at the end there. That sounded like me when there's food. Yeah, so listen, that was a good example of vibrant. I really like the attacking guitar style. It's hard to explain that to people. There's such a difference between staccato picking and muted picking, and that is just such an attack style on the guitar, and I appreciate that. Trey from Morbid Angel is like one of the masters of it. But I'll give you another example. This is going to crack the guys in Corpse Hoarder up. But you want to know a really good attacking sound is the solo in the Final Countdown. John Norum, when he was in Europe, man, he just rips at the strings, and it's and that's something I don't think not enough people do. They play, they sweep pick, they do that pretty little light-handed stuff, but when you just attack the string, it gives it a different sound. It really does. So, Corpse Hoarder, I would wear the shirt. It was good. It was not boring. It was exciting. It was vibrant, like I said. And I love the double vocal style. Very cool. So I'm in, man. I'm a fan. Corpse Hoarder. I would. Yeah, I don't know, like how my mom would feel about me wearing that shirt, but seeing as how I'm a little bit older and I don't live with mom anymore, I can wear a shirt that says Corpse Hoarder if I want to. Yeah, so anyway, man, thanks for listening to Soundcheck. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios here in Oklahoma City. I want to say real quickly that we broke the all-time listening record for the show this month, and we've still got this show to go, so things are going really well, and that's because of you guys. That's a big deal. Thanks so much for doing that. Also, I want to encourage everybody to text in a band that they like. If you want to hear them on the show, 424-666-7356 is the number. Or my email is moose@themetalmoose.com. Communicate with me, because I communicate back with everybody that texts or emails. Every damn one of them, and that takes up some time, let me tell you. So, but I'd love to hear from you. I'd like to know where you're listening from, what station you're listening on, if you're on iTunes or YouTube or whatever. Love to hear that stuff. And also, just, you know what, I've made a lot of friends over the years doing radio, and you can't have enough friends, so you never know, we might just become kind of buddies and talk and stuff. So, not that I'm really that cool, but I'd love to get to know you and talk to you, shake your hand. It's always been about a family deal for me, so everybody that listens and gets involved and text in and emails and stuff, that's, you took the time for me, I'm going to take the time right back for you. That's just kind of how it works. So listen, the next band, Dark Water's End. I'm not even going to try to name the name of the song, because that's a big word with a V in it, and that kind of throws me off. So Dark Water's End, kind of, you guys know I try to guess what the band sounds like by their name. I'm going to go with kind of like, I don't know, I kind of feel like there might be some female vocal going on here with an acoustic guitar, some heavy keyboards kind of a deal. Or we've got some Doom, which God knows I love, love, love the Doom. So I'm not really sure what the hell's going to go on, but we're going to listen to it, you and me together right now. And one of us is naked. Just telling you that right now. So that's part of the show. You just have to kind of deal with that. So anyway, yeah, so open up a bag of Cheetos and have yourself a good time. And Dark Water's End on Soundcheck with I don't know what the hell it is. Velociraptor.
This is Day of Doom, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
This is your morning, knowing a high, rapid extinction. The planet is spinning. This is the night, reborn the silver, reptilian prophecy.
And the tradition continues. I was 100% wrong on the whole female vocal, acoustic guitar, keyboard kind of thing there. Dark Waters in, man. So here's the deal, just to be honest with you. I got tired of there was not enough change in riffing. It was just kind of the same riff. The snare drum was rough on me, which I know that's most people don't really give a damn about the snare. But anyway, to me, just like you guys need to mix it up a little bit. Like there was the one point in the middle there where you went to a different riff and it sounded cool and I liked it. And then you went back to the original riff and I was like, okay, we've done this like 75 times in a row. It's just really repetitive to me. Not that you're not talented and have the ability to play a more complex or more styles within a tune itself, but that to me just was kind of it was okay, man. So not bad. I'd wear the shirt because I like what you're doing. You're metal and you're putting it out there and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not anything that I'm probably gonna say to people who come to me. They're like, yeah, man, I'm looking for a new band to listen to. I'm probably not gonna say, oh yeah, you need to check this band out. It's just not quite to that level for me, but that's me, and I'm sure you have plenty of fans and stuff that dig your stuff. So that's anyway, yeah. So for me, it was just okay. By the way, once again, my name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's like cold as hell tonight, which is really odd. So I'm freezing my butt off. By the way, I feel like I've gotten over most of my allergy issues, so my voice isn't quite as torn up as it has been past couple shows, so a little bit more strength in the voice for me. But once again, I don't talk a whole lot. I'm a pretty quiet dude, so when I do these shows and I talk for a couple hours, my voice usually gives out towards the end of the show. So anyway, yeah, so I'm glad you're here with me. It makes me extremely happy. We're going to keep we broke the listener record, so the all-time record, so now I've got to try to beat that too. So one of the coolest things you guys can do as somebody who listens to the show is to tell your friends who are into metal about it, and just share it with them, because it's on iTunes, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on Spreaker, on Stitcher. It's all the hell over the place to be listened to, and on over 50 radio stations as well out there. So tell your friends about it, and make sure they go and subscribe on iTunes or YouTube or whatever, so we can keep breaking records every month. It's we've got 30,000 people, kind of a big social media imprint, but we do not have all 30,000 people listening to the show, and we'd love that to happen. That's great exposure for the bands. It's more exposure for the show itself, so we can get some sponsors and we can get some money coming into this thing, and we can do big things. We can do things like big rock FM stations do if we have the right amount of money coming in. I know people seem to freak out that, oh my God, the Moose is asking for money. Just calm yourself. It's because we want to do big things, and we deserve the sponsors. Damn it, we got the listeners. We get the greatest fan base in radio, in my opinion. So we get those numbers up. We get money coming in. We get sponsors. We start doing concerts. We start doing more things. So listen, man, the next band up is a band called Element of Chaos. Good name for a metal band. I just looking at the sound file and stuff, it looks really chock full. So I'm going to go heavy duty, melodic death is what I'm going to guess on this one. Heavy melodic death. I was completely wrong on the last one. We'll see how bad it is this time. Element of Chaos on Soundcheck from the Moose Pit Studios in OKC. Here we go.
with the Moose.
So, Elements of Chaos there. So I was really kind of disheartened in the beginning of that song with the whole, electronic kind of, I had my glow stick out. I was like voguing and, skanking around and kind of goofiness. And I thought, okay, well, we get another one of these kind of things. And there was just really nothing in that part of the song that caught as a something catchy. I was waiting for a cool chorus or a gang vocal or something, to make it go, all right, this is kind of, what's the word? Stadium rock. I don't know. It just didn't happen for me. And then they changed into that more of that brutal kind of deal at the end there. And then right towards the very end, before the piano outro, they went into that whole like Dark Throne or Emperor-esque kind of cold riffing kind of a deal. That totally made it interesting. And the piano ending, nice as well. It just it was unfocused to me. Was the big deal. I liked it. I think that you've got a lot of good stuff going on there. But it was unfocused. It was kind of all over the place. So I wasn't really sure how I felt about that. Excuse me, of the hiccups there. I need to hear more and more focus. So that's something I would need to go back and listen to on more thoroughly to have a better educated opinion on whether or not I would wear that shirt. Because at this point in time, I would say no. But you got talent, you got a good sound. I think it just needs to be focused and put in the right direction, and then you can have some good things going on. So yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. Good on you. Good luck in the future with stuff. Maybe next time I hear a song, who knows? It could be more focused and we're in. So coming up next is a band called Extermination, which is like a quintessential metal name. Just exterminate everything that lives, and metal and blood and skulls and tanks and stuff like that. So speaking of tanks, I'm going to go with a war theme with Extermination, just totally guessing out of the middle. I'm pulling that straight out of my butt. I have no clue. But just based on the name, I'm going to go with the whole. The song's name is First Blood. It could be about Rambo. Which, if there anybody, like young listening to this show, that's an old movie. Should watch it. It's got Sylvester Stallone. Interesting. So anyway, yeah, so Extermination, guessing war theme here on Soundcheck. Coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City, 424-666-7356. Give us a text now.
your God gave to you. Yeah! You've been on the hook. First blood. Bad blood. Puppets guided to the battlefield. Modern died for that same cause. That lives are irrelevant. The end is near for them, but not for the executive word. The end of the fast life.
The extermination for the win right there. Old school thrash. Loved the keychain, vocal delivery, fantastic. Guitars, awesome. Love the octaves and love the key change. I loved everything about that. That was just old school thrash style metal. And the cool thing about it is and this is the deal. So we talk about this a lot on this show. I don't like bands that sound exactly like other bands. Now they had some Accept, kind of Judas Priest, Iron Maiden influences going on there. They didn't sound a lot like somebody, but it was an old school sound with the thrash, but it was refreshing. It was new. It sounded like an unreleased track that you'd never heard before. So I liked it. It wasn't just a rehash of an old thrash tune. I was jamming like really hard to American Way by Sacred Reich in my car today. I think I scared some people because what a great song. Anyway, so yeah, man, Extermination, I would totally wear the shirt. That was well worth the time it took to listen to it. That's good stuff. And listen, man, if you're a new dad and you're trying to get your kid into metal, man, start out with stuff like that. Start out with some Grim Reaper, start out with some new wave of British heavy metal stuff. Get them into the, Merciful Fate and stuff like that before you start playing Asking Alexandria to them, because it's important that kids know that stuff. And I mean, luckily, Master of Puppets and Rain of Blood and all those classics are still around, and those are important for the young kids to listen to, before you move on to Pantera and things like that. But just there's so many kids out there that think they're into metal and they're just into the Black Veil Brides, and they, have no idea where metal came from or what it was like when we were growing up. So, it's kind of important to get those classics out there. So this next band is a band called Game Zero, and the song is called Rise, I think, or Don't Follow Me, or one of the two. Anyway, I talked to one of the guys in Game Zero, actually, just the other day, and he said, "Hey, man, have you put us on your show yet?" And I said, "No, not yet." So he was like, "Let me send some of this stuff to you, and you can get it on." I said, "I'm going to have it on quick, man." Actually, he's in several bands, so I don't know what all bands he's into, but this is one of them. But we're going to play it here on Soundcheck, and we're going to tell everybody what we think about it. We'd love to hear what you think about the songs and the show and all that stuff. And if you're still trying to figure out who's naked, it's me. Just saying. Anyway, Game Zero right now from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City on Soundcheck. Rock it out with your wang out.
The Moose rocks Texas.
People talking about people
Texas.
That's right. You're listening to Soundcheck right here from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Game 0, man, sharp as a razor, well produced, good tune. I like the bass. I like the no guitar in the verses. The guitar solo, very Kirk Hammett-esque, and also not too long. Just a nice, short, sweet, bam, stick in your face solo. Great harmony is good. That was just. That was good stuff, man, and that's not because I talked to the guy in the band. I promise you, and you can ask many people. If our personal relationship has nothing to do with your music, and if your music sucks, I'm going to tell you that was good. It had a little bit of I want to say they're from Italy, maybe Italian band. I'm guessing on that, so I could be wrong, but it does have a little bit of that accent in the vocal, which is. You kind of have to work yourself into dealing with that from an American standpoint. It did sound like it had a European thing too, but that was really good. I could hear that on a TV show or something, or in a commercial. You know what I mean? It had a good commercial flair to it. I would wear the shirt. That was pretty cool. It had all the elements of things that are in a good song. It had a good melody. It had a good solo. It had a good punchy rhythm to it. It was. I would say that was way above bar band level. And if they can pull off that sound, that cleanly live, which is a big challenge in itself, but if they can do that, then I can see them doing really good things, man. So. Coming up next is a band called Gutted Alive with a song called Necrophiliac Chainsaw Rapist, which is up there for Title of the Year. Wow, that is... I have a feeling that this song may be about faith and probably, spiritual awareness. There's a possibility that it could be about guardian angels and maybe about saving children from the bottom of a well or something happy like that, but... What it is, it's metal. I guarantee you that. I'm going to go with Gore Grind, of course, with a name like Gutted Alive. You're only going to get this kind of fun right here on the Soundcheck from Oklahoma City. Here we go, Gutted Alive.
Get loose with the moose.
All right, so got it alive there. You got the whole kind of like bleeding era Cannibal Corpse riffage going on, which is really cool. If for what it is in the gore grind spectrum of things, it's nothing new by any way, shape, or form. It's even got a little bit of that mortician flavor in it. But I like it. It was really well done. It was scary, which is cool. That's the whole point of that. It was ferocious. I loved the riffing. I thought the playing was really well. The mix was a little rough, but not too bad. I liked it. Yeah, it was just good. It stopped and started well. It was constructed well. I think that there probably could have been, more of a guitar solo. You got to throw some good shrieking in there, and that really could have used just on occasion. A pig squeal, that sounds crazy, but I needed a good wee in there somewhere, but I can't do it either, so maybe the guy can't do it because it's hard to do pig squeals. If I actually do a pig squeal, I kind of poop my pancreas out, and that's not a good thing. So anyway, yeah, man, pretty interesting stuff. So I would wear the shirt. I think I like it. It was kind of an old school throwback to, like I said, bleeding era Cannibal Corpse. I like it, man. So I would wear that shirt. My wife would love that. So coming up next is a band I've never heard of. A lot of these bands I've heard of before because I receive so much music from people and I scour the internet looking for bands. That's something that I do to try to keep the show fresh. We try to not play the same band more than once. So we try to keep it new all the time. I got this in the old email box the other day, which, one more time, my email is moose@themetalmoose.com if you'd like to email me with questions or suggestions or anything like that, or pictures of naked Cheetos, or you naked with Cheetos. Kidding. I don't really want any naked pictures. It's a joke. But the Cheetos, I would love to have pictures of those. This band is called Indian Nightmare, Taking Back the Land, which is kind of a weird because I don't know if this is a political statement kind of a deal because they're Indians and they want to take back the land. No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. I don't know if this is got a political feel to it. The song Indians by Anthrax, that was political, right? You guys caught that, right? It's not being a jerk here. So I'm curious to hear what's going on here with this band. I've never heard them, and when I saw the name, I thought this is pretty interesting. So it's one of those bands on the show that I look forward to hearing. I'm really, really curious about what this has in store. It's when it has that name that I have no clue what to expect out of it, but so I'm excited to hear that, and we're going to check it out. Like I said, Fuzzy's Taco Cup with the Kool-Aid getting a little bit low, and so we've got another hour to go here, so my voice might just start falling to pieces at any point in time, and then I'm going to go to bed. So we're going to do this, and it's about midnight right now, Central Standard Time here in Oklahoma City, so a little tired. Usually I do the show during the day, but I've started working on Thursdays, so now I'm doing it late at night. So it's me and you on the late nights, naked with metal. Yeah. I'm really kidding. Don't send me any naked pictures. I don't want any. You can send those to somebody else. I don't know. Somebody over at Rock Rage Radio. They'll take them. All right. Indian Nightmare on Soundcheck from Oklahoma City. Here we go.
Get loose with the moose.
Take a turn in my number now. Until my daddy plays.
This is Dave from Toxic Ruin, and you're listening to The Moose.
So a little bit of Indian Nightmare right here on Soundcheck. So listen, man, I'm just going to be honest. That really wasn't for me. It was real jumbled. I wasn't a fan of the vocal. And look, it had a cool little, kind of old school kind of feel to it. And I mean, it was metal, at the core of it all, but it didn't do anything to excite me, personally. So I'm probably going to go with no on the Indian Nightmare shirt. And I'm sure that a lot of people out there are going to love that. So, but there's a lot of things that I don't like and a lot of people do. So don't take my opinion to your heart too much. Just calm down. Somebody sent me your music or you sent me your music, so you got things going on, and that's a good deal. So just get out there and kick some ass and prove me wrong. That's my favorite possibility, is that whenever there's a band that I'm not a big fan of, I hope they push harder, just so they can say that jackass on Soundcheck said we weren't going to do it. But I want you to do it. I want you to get out there and do it. So listen, man, just not my thing, but good luck with what you're doing. Jesus, I can't get rid of the hiccups. So coming up next is a band called Kill the Precedent, not the President, which I know a lot of people want to do right now, which I don't really support killing the president. But Snoop Dogg, shot him in the head in his video and stuff like that. But that's okay, because anyway, that's artistry. Anyways, this is Kill the Precedent with Irrational Anthem, which sounds a little political to me. So it almost kind of sounds like a punk kind of a deal, kind of maybe hardcore crossover thing. Just guessing on that, so it's very political. Those crossover bands and the punk bands, they do have the political theme sometimes, every now and then. If you look really, really close, you can find it in some of the material out there in the punk world. That's a joke, right? Somebody caught that? Anyway, yeah. So anyway, Kill the Precedent on Soundcheck. So my name is Moose. Glad to meet you. Hopefully we can shake hands. And you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Pinterest, and everything but Tinder. I'm not even going to try. It's pointless. They're going to swipe immediately. But, it's just, and not to mention I'm married, so I really don't want to be on Tinder, but it's a funny anecdote. Nobody cares. Well, if there was any like political ranting in there, I didn't catch it. Did you? Oh wait, yeah, it was the whole thing. So here's the deal with me on that. I think that the producer, or whoever, got a little, took on a little bit too much. It was really noisy. The sampling and stuff was not really well placed. It was kind of a rappy kind of a deal. It sounded like a bunch of soccer hooligans pissed at something. For me, now listen, here's the deal. In the spirit of, punkiness, I liked the, angst of it and, the political statements and all that. That's fun. I dig that. But musically, it didn't like work for me very well. So I'm probably not gonna, I can totally hear that playing in a pub in Ireland and people just beating the hell out of each other. That I can see that, but it just, for me and my listening daily, not so much. Please don't hunt me down and kill me. It's just Soundcheck coming to you from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. My name is the Moose. It is 12:15 and p.m. I'm a little tired. Is it p.m.? Yeah, it's not a.m. until 1, right? Yeah, I don't know what the hell. I'm completely lost at this point. So coming up next is a band called Low Narrow, or Low Nero, if you wanted to be linguistically correct about it, with a song called Defiant. Once again, if you're new to the show before and never heard these songs, so you're getting an actual direct what I think about them first time I heard them, which sometimes is a bad mistake, because I remember the first time I heard the Reroute to Remain album by In Flames, and I absolutely hated it. I thought it was garbage. And years later, I think it is fan-damn-tastic. Same thing with the Black Album by Metallica. I thought that thing was the biggest piece of crap I had ever heard in my life the first time I heard it. And it's turned out to do pretty well. So it's sold a couple copies, and I think it's a fantastic record. So anyway, beyond all that and my musical stupidity, we're going to move on to Low Nero with a song called Defiant. And I'm still just waiting to hear from you. 424-666-7356. You can call and give your political rant about, President Trump or whatever if you'd like to. Thanks to the people over at American Warrior Revolution. Still waiting on those shirts if you want to get those to me so I can wear them. And I do have We the People tattooed on my arm, so I kind of always have a political statement going on, but I'd like a shirt, please. I really do want them. Right now, Low Nero. Yep.
This is Day of Doom, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
It's one of the things that you don't hear a lot of times from prog and instrumental bands, and that is disappointing production. Because usually the people in prog and instrumental bands are total knob nerds, and they're super good with digital equipment. But the production on that was a little muddy for me personally. I thought that for the kind of music that it is, it was good. It really gave me a sense of, almost that music you hear when you're watching the film from a helicopter, like scoping over the ocean and going up mountains and stuff like that. It was a good soundtrack. A couple of the riffs were a little redundant for a little bit there. I mean, overall, it was a nice piece of work. Of course, it's got the whole Dream Theater kind of feel thing to it. It was pretty good. I'd probably wear that shirt. Obviously, they can play guitar way the hell better than I can. Production-wise, it was a little weak. The tone wasn't my favorite, but a pretty damn good tune there. You don't hear that kind of stuff without talent behind it. So, Low Nero, pretty cool. So yeah, man, pretty cool. I'm into that. I love instrumental stuff. So I really like The Ocean and Pelican and Machine in the Mountain and what is that? Second to Sun from Russia. Also very good. Animals as Leaders. Yeah, man, I'm into it. I've been lucky enough to find like some instrumental, The Darkest Hour, the Human Romance album with just the music, and also, of course, the Metallica instrumentals. I'm lucky enough to have those. I love that stuff. It's great to listen to. So, yeah. Whenever... Oh, did I say Pelican? Yeah, Pelican. Anyway, yeah, some good stuff. Anyway, coming up next is a band called MHX, which I have a weird... that sounds so familiar to me. I don't... But it sounds kind of punky, punk rockish, maybe even pop punky. I don't know, but it sounds... Chronicles is the album, I think, and the tune is called At the End. But hey, guess what? This will blow some people's minds. I love pop punk. Sum 41, Blink 182, Goldfinger. Yeah, man, I'm into that. Even like Bad Religion, were the kings of like bringing hooks and then the Ramones and yada yada yada. So yeah, I'm totally pro punk, but I don't know, MHX. It sounds familiar to me. We're gonna find out together right now on Soundcheck. Me and you.
the cost to play. You're trying to feel the fate again. But if it were we face themselves, it's the last time on ourselves. We're never going to be alone. Through the ocean ashes we will rise.
Well, that certainly wasn't anywhere near any kind of pop punk for sure. MHX there, wow, that was unexpected as can be, but really, really damn good. Wow, good progressive, love the clean vocal, all the musicianship was fantastic. Wow, man, I'm super duper impressed by that. I have a deal with prog and stuff like that though, because there's only so much of it I can deal with, in a certain amount of time. But, when you look at bands like Dream Theater and Fates Warning and, even you go back to Damn the Machine and yada, 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 if you go way back to King Crimson and ELO and stuff like that, Opeth is a great example too. Such an amazing group of musicians doing crazy things. Of course, Rush, I guess you would want to mention them in that, whole prog thing. Anyway, yeah, it's just sometimes it gets really difficult to digest because there's so much going on and you're just like, I'm overwhelmed with the musicianship and things like that. But I have nothing bad to say about that. That was well executed, well produced, well played, well put together. Love it. So I'm a fan. Yeah, send me a damn shirt. I'll take a XXX, please, because I like a big shirt because I'm a big dude. 280 and 6'2". Yeah, used to play football, so all that muscle turned into fat, and I lost all my hair. But yeah, I used to be cool and sexy, but then it all stopped. So anyway, yeah, this is Soundcheck coming to you from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hope you're having a good time with the show, man. We are about an hour and 30 minutes into the show, so we actually have another 30 minutes of good music and fun commentary on the way. We would love to hear your commentary. I've mentioned the text line before at 424-666-7356. You could also call and leave a voicemail and say, hey, my name is blah, 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 and I'm listening from blah, 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 and we will put you on the air. Which also means you can call and say, hey, my name is blah, 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 and I'm in this band. And you're listening to Soundcheck, and guess what? Thousands upon thousands of people are going to hear that, and they're going to want to check your band out. So just an idea out there, if you want to get some recognition, we've got hundreds of voicemails from hundreds of bands. And, look, we put them on the air just so people will know more about you. So, yeah, man, if you guys have the time, just give us a call, 424-666-7356. And we'll put you on the air. It's part of the fun of the Soundcheck and the Moose thing. So coming up next is a band called Punishment, which is not as good as the name Extermination when it comes to a good metal name, but Punishment is pretty damn good. That's a pretty nice. I'm going to go with old school thrash on this. The song is called Once We Were Gods. Of course, I'm guessing it. And if you listen to the show and you don't just fast forward all the music, you've noticed that I've guessed many of these and failed. Yeah, so, I do it because it's kind of fun. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but you never know. Listen, I also am a huge fan of tacos. If you ever find a cool t-shirt that has to do with tacos, or a cool hat, beanie, because I like to wear beanies, with a taco on it or something, fun taco. I really want in Vegas, there's a place called the Pink Taco. I really like one of their shirts. If you get one of those for me, I'd really appreciate it. And just, send it to me, and we'll become friends, because you know that I love tacos. And if you love tacos too, maybe if you ever come through Oklahoma City, we'll have a taco dinner. I know some good places, man. So, yeah, man, I'm actually going to do that with my friend Cynthia Davies. Going to be in town, and we're going to go get tacos. And I'm totally serious. If you hit town and you listen to the show, let's go get some tacos. Punishment right now. I'm going to think about tacos, though, on Soundcheck.
Hey, this is Mick Michaels from Corners of Sanctuary, and you're listening to DJ Moose at Metal Moose Podcast.
Man, that was just good damn crack open a 6-pack, put your feet up, and chill out rock and roll. Kind of had that Soundgarden meets Leonard Skinner kind of a deal to it. Really, really, really good. And that's another one of those songs that I've said this before on shows. There's nothing like new or surprising about that we just heard. We've heard all of that a million times before, but it was one of those songs that if you were driving along in your car and you're listening to the classic rock station and that song came on, you wouldn't be like, wow, that was different. You probably would have no idea that it came on because it's as good of quality as a good hard rockin' kind of classic song. Really, totally good. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge classic rock guy. So I really liked that. I would so wear the shirt. And, you know, there's some people out there who are going to say, yeah, but that sounded kind of like bar music. And it did. It had that bar flavor to it. But it was super well done bar music. And I could see that being rocking big-ass stages because that's just one of those kind of songs that everybody digs, man. That was right on. I'm a fan. Like your name does not fit at all to me. Punishment doesn't. Your name ought to be like Belt Buckle or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Old Boots. That's what if I was in that band, it would be called Old Boots. You know, or Beer Can. That's even better than it. But just kind of that old kind of just, you guys should name yourselves Beer Can. I think you could make some cool shirts with that. Anyway, so I am a fan. So thank you for letting me play that on the show. Wow, totally cool. Coming up next is a band called Ruin with a song called Living in Fear. Once again, if you're just joining us, my name is Moose. This is Soundcheck coming to you from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, in the Moose Pit Studios. And this is a show where we listen to songs, and then I say what I think about them, and you can agree or disagree. At the end of the show, I'm going to pick my favorite band on the show, and I'm going to tell them, hey, man, you guys were my favorite band on the show. Then I make them a little picture that they can put in their scrapbook and put it on Facebook, and some people may like it. Some bands may not give a damn, but I do it anyway, just out of appreciation. So we're going to listen to these songs for the very first time together, me and you. And as I said earlier in the show, I am completely naked, just slaving over this microphone here in the studio, making sure you have good metal to listen to, and hopefully a little bit of fun listening to me as well. So you can always text us at 424-666-7356. Right now we got Ruin on Soundcheck from Oklahoma City. Rock out. I cannot stand it when this happens to me. So Ruin right there, really, really good, tough, just saw blade metal. Very, very good, well produced, well performed. It was interesting. It kept me going. It was just, it was dirty. It was nasty, and I liked it. So now I've got, Ruin, then I got Punishment. I really liked that too. So where am I going to go for my pick of the week? So I still got another song, just one more song, right? So hell, who knows? This next band may be my pick of the week. We're going to figure it out. I'm always interested to hear what your favorite band or song was on the show. Really, it honestly is something I'm interested in, because I picked my deal, but I know that I'm really way off of the beaten path of the greater mass of people. So, because sometimes I'll like a song just for a guitar riff, and I know that most people aren't like that. So make sure and let me know what your favorite band or song was on the show, because I would really love it to have like a my choice and a listener choice too. But I get a lot of text about music. I get a lot of personal questions. I get a lot of people asking me about the podcast and stuff like that, but I don't get enough text about, hey, this was my favorite band on this show. I did get one from Cody Slane a couple of days ago, who really liked the band Gutted because they were awesome. So that kind of stuff is a big help to me. So, ooh, damn, my heater is really hot right now. So I know I said it was cold earlier, so I had to turn the heater on, and it is warm. Yeah, so we're going to get into this last song by a band called So This Is Suffering, with a song called Muerte Bella, which is very Espanol. And I know a little bit of Espanol because I need to know how to say Más tacos, por favor, señor gringo. Muchos gracias. So little things like that. How much dineros? How many pesos? So because I love tacos and burritos. I love Mexican food. Just Mexican food makes me happy. Right now, it's making me happy, and I'm so tired. I want to go to sleep, but I'm thinking about tacos and enchiladas, and man, that's erotic almost. Anyway, so this is Suffering, coming up right now from Oklahoma City at the Moosehead Studios on Soundcheck. My name is Moose. Give us a text, 424-666-7356. So this is Suffering.
Get loose with the Moose.
All right, so this is Suffering Muerta Bella on Soundcheck. So listen, here's the deal. I'm ignorant in the world of djent, or I think that's what the kids are calling it these days. But, I do love me some Whitechapel and this and that. So, but I'm not going to even try and say that I'm educated in it. But I really, really, really damn well liked that song. I liked the textures. I liked the way the song was written. I liked how it was put together, the noise effects and all that. It was really good. And listen to it with headphones on. That's important because there's a lot of crazy badass stuff going on there. Really, really good. So I'm a fan. I would so wear that shirt. Really, really dig it. So I have no idea if those guys are, like a little small town band, or if they're out on the road or whatever, but woo, they need to be out on the road. That was damn good stuff. So yeah, man, I'm a fan. So this is Suffering. All right. So real quickly before the end of the show, I think I said it earlier in the show. I want to make sure and really, really say thank you. I just put a video on YouTube before I did this show tonight saying thank you to all of the people that listen to the show, because when I stopped doing the Metal Moose show and I decided to start doing the Soundcheck thing, I was kind of worried if people were going to like it or not listen or whatever. Either way, I would have done it, because I kind of do it because I love it and I love metal and supporting bands and all that stuff. But we had the biggest listening month of all time. We've been around since 2014. We had more people listen this very month right now. And this show actually is still within this month. So we're going to break it even more once I put this out. So thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you listen to the show. It really does. And I'm going to continue saying the things that I've been saying since who knows how long ago, but I say it on every show. I'm going to say it again. You wake up, you kick ass, you be kind, you repeat. That's how you live the Moose lifestyle. That's what we do around here. We support each other. Even when somebody sucks really bad, we try to find a positive way to lift them up, man, because sometimes when you suck, you just need somebody to put their arm around you, give you a hug, wink at you, smile. You can change somebody's life that quick. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. I sucked for a really, really long time. And without the people around me, I would still be sucking, or I would be dead, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how bad it is, and when you're in a really bad place, when you can smile at somebody else, even though that takes all that you have to smile, you just change somebody's life, man, and that makes you important in the world. So listen, man. I hope you had a great time with the show. We do this twice a week. Now it's going to go Tuesdays and Fridays. It's on over 50 different radio stations. Crave Radio, 102.7 WSNR, Boston Rocks Radio, Red Earth Radio, Metal Mayhem Radio, Pure Rock Radio in Saskatoon. It's on a bunch of radio stations, ISX in Canada as well. Metal something in Italy and United Rock Nations in France. It's on all over the place. Thank you for listening to it and supporting it. If you can't find it on a radio station, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on SoundCloud. Just look up Metal Moose Radio. I know it's not called Metal Moose Radio anymore, but Metal Moose Radio is how I started this, and I'm going to keep everything that I do under the Metal Moose umbrella. Because the Metal Moose is very, very special to me, so we're not going to change that. But I thank you so much once again for being here, and want you guys to just take care of each other until next time. This is my last show until next week, so we will talk to you on Tuesday. Until then, make sure to listen to the bands, share the bands, share the show, and remember not to run out of toilet paper when you're in the bathroom. That's just a bad deal. Thanks to everybody that supports the show, Hellion Social Media, Tornado Tattoo, everybody else. Thank you so much. American Warrior Revolution, where's my shirts, man? Please, I need them. Here we go. See ya.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.